The pursuit is ongoing, and neither the attackers nor the defenders give up in their effort to retain dominance of the Black Sea. The footage shown, taken directly from one of the cameras of Ukraine's state-of-the-art Migura V5 naval drones, shows a pack of them hunting down a Russian warship in the Black Sea as part of the ongoing Russo-Ukrainian war. Developed as part of Ukraine's bet to come up with the world's first fleet of naval drones, the Migura V5 and Sea Baby drones have wreaked havoc in the region, resulting in the loss of almost a third of Russia's Black Sea fleet. From Russian speedboats to warships, none have escaped the wrath of these slim and stealthy boats equipped with advanced cameras, sensors, and devastating explosive payloads. As the pack of Migura V5 drones approach the Russian warship, the crew opens fire with its machine guns, but it's futile. Under the pitch-black darkness, it's hard to target the swift and highly maneuverable naval drones. Suddenly, multiple explosions occur, bearing testament to Ukraine's latest tactics to wreak havoc in the Black Sea and the threat they pose with their lethal drones. Following the full-scale invasion more than 2 years ago, Ukraine found itself without a traditional navy to counter Russia's formidable Black Sea fleet. Faced with this grim reality, the nation embraced an innovative asymmetric approach to maritime warfare, turning adversity into strategy. With its conventional naval forces outmatched, Ukraine innovatively sought to even the odds by pioneering what it dubbed the world's first fleet of maritime drones. These were not ordinary drones, but unmanned surface vehicles, or USVs. In other words, drone boats laden with explosives, designed to approach and incapacitate larger warships stealthily. Launched in late 2022, these lethal systems quickly proved their worth, striking fear into the heart of the Russian naval strategy. By employing these explosive-laden drones, Ukraine managed to inflict considerable damage on Russian vessels, successfully destroying or disabling about a third of the Black Sea fleet. The impact of these drone attacks was heavy, forcing Moscow to reposition its remaining vessels further from the strategically precarious Crimean Peninsula to the safer waters closer to mainland Russia. This tactical shift by the adversary unexpectedly benefited Ukraine beyond military metrics. With Russian warships retreating, a vital maritime corridor was opened, allowing for the crucial flow of grain exports that bolstered Ukraine's battered economy. The asymmetrical warfare tactics employed by Ukraine demonstrated their effectiveness in leveling the playing field and underscored Moscow's struggle to adapt and defend against such unconventional threats. The drone in the footage striking down the Russian vessel was a Migura V5, or Maritime Autonomous Guard Unmanned Robotic Apparatus V-type multipurpose unmanned surface vehicle. This naval drone, developed by Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence, can conduct surveillance, reconnaissance, search and rescue, mine countermeasures, and combat missions. Migura V5 drones are small and feature a stealth profile to conceal them from the enemy. They have a length of around 5.5 meters and a weight of less than 1,000 kilograms, including their explosive payload of around 200 kilograms. Although detailed information is classified, Miguras have an operational range between 400 to 800 kilometers and can remain in the field for over 60 hours. Carrying their explosive arsenal, Migura V5s can achieve a cruising speed of 41 kilometers and can be guided to their objective with satellite, inertial, or visual navigation. 3 high-definition cameras allow the naval drone operators to track the vehicle directly as it approaches the designated objective and take direct control of it if necessary to ensure it detonates properly or survives the ordeal if enemy forces attack it. Footage shows how once the enemy detects the boat, it forces Ukrainian operators to take direct control of the vehicle to avoid enemy fire from air and ground troops. According to Ukrainian intelligence, the Russian vessel destroyed was a Mongoose, a $3 million multi-purpose speedboat introduced in the early 2000s by the Russian military. These vehicles have been used in Ukraine for direct combat operations and have been spotted conducting patrols and search and rescue operations of Russian personnel. Armed with machine guns, grenade launchers, and even portable air defense systems, the Mongooses are a difficult target to approach without suffering the consequences of their powerful arsenal. Nonetheless, that has not stopped the Ukrainians from destroying some of them with missile strikes and its fleet of naval drones, as footage has shown how effective the stealth boats have been at destroying the enemy fleet. Videos online also show coordinated packs of Migura V5 drones mercilessly hunting down a Russian warship as its crew desperately tries to take them down with machine guns. The clip from a nearby cargo ship shows the hunter pack approaching the enemy ship from multiple directions across the rear. Under the darkness, the stealthy and slim Migura V5s proved hard for the machine gun crews to hit. Eventually, the stealth boats approach the large Project 22160 Russian patrol ship Sergei Kotov and detonate simultaneously, destroying it without mercy. As part of Ukraine's initiative to develop a naval drone fleet instead of a conventional navy, the country has also introduced another unconventional unmanned vehicle, the Sea Baby drone. This compact and agile drone has been particularly effective in disrupting the operations of the Russian fleet since the invasion. They are heavier and larger than the Migura V5 counterparts. Although they still feature a stealth profile, their payload was envisioned to be used against heavier targets, such as warships, to maximize damage upon detonation. Introduced mere months after the February 2022 attacks, these explosive bomb drones that resemble small boats have proven challenging to beat by the Russian Navy. Instead of adapting to the circumstances in the Black Sea and coming up with more effective countermeasures, Russian vessels have turned into sitting ducks for these Ukrainian innovations. From warships to supply ships, Ukraine has been destroying enemy ships with total impunity and with no loss of human life. Due to their success, the Sea Baby drones have evolved from the original models first deployed when the war broke out. During an interview with Business Insider, Brigadier Ivan Lukashevich stated, quote, "In 2024, we have completely different parameters for drones, especially compared to the ones we first tested in October 2022 to attack Russian warships in the Sevastopol Bay. We realized the flaws with those first drafts, but the manufacturer could not foresee these things because at that time, there was no expertise in the world for such highly technical drones." Ukrainian Sea Babies are now equipped with larger warheads that weigh over 861 kilograms, are more durable, and have been optimized to sail in taller waves, making them more seaworthy. Furthermore, the range has been increased to reach objectives over 965 kilometers from their home base. Lukashevich noted, Russia is very aware of the threat posed by the Sea Babies, but Ukraine is several steps ahead of the enemy. The seasoned officer stated, quote, "If there's a threat, we will find it, localize it, and destroy it." Lukashevich is not wrong. The Sea Babies are equipped with sophisticated sensors and cameras that feature night vision, thermal imaging, and advanced AI and machine learning capabilities that provide real-time data. Plenty of combat footage captured by the Sea Babies' cameras is a testament to their effective use by the Ukrainian military in its ongoing effort to push back the Russians from the Black Sea. Besides enemy warships, the Sea Babies have been critical in striking down bridges and other vital positions that Russian troops occupy in the Crimean Peninsula. For instance, a single Sea Baby destroyed the 12-mile-long Kerch Bridge that connects mainland Russia with Crimea, momentarily halting the enemy's economic and military assets from making their way to the front lines. There's also footage of another Sea Baby striking the Russian ship Olenigorsky Gornyak at the port of Novorossiysk, badly damaging the warship and leaving it out of commission. As a result of the overwhelming attacks conducted by Ukraine's naval drone fleet, the Russian military slowly woke up from its slumber after suffering almost a third of its Black Sea fleet. Following the various successful attacks conducted against the Russian port cities of Sevastopol and Novorossiysk, the military began constructing improvised fortifications to fend off the Ukrainian drones. Satellite imagery from the United Kingdom's intelligence units reported that the Russian military placed 4 barges at the entrance of Novorossiysk's port to enhance the defenses against hostile uncrewed surface vessels. During a Sunday intelligence update, Britain's defense ministry stated, quote, "Due to an increased risk of Ukrainian strikes in the traditional home port of Sevastopol, Novorossiysk now serves as a crucial role in sheltering the Black Sea Fleet's most valuable assets." Recently unveiled satellite images from March 2024, provided by British intelligence and Maxar Technologies, have brought to light a critical shift in naval defense tactics at the Novorossiysk port. The images depict a series of moored barges strategically positioned at the port's entrance, a move confirmed by Brady Afric, a noted analyst from the American Enterprise Institute. Afric points out that while Novorossiysk's new defensive posture mirrors a wartime vigilance, it contrasts sharply with Sevastopol, where such measures have been a long-standing fixture. Detailing further, Afric elaborated that both Sevastopol and Novorossiysk are now shielded by an array of defenses, including barges and floating booms. and at Sevastopol, even netting and trained dolphins serve as guardians. Adding a historical perspective, retired Admiral Archer Macy from the U.S. Navy weighed in on the tactical choices. He recalled the old-school method of deploying anti-torpedo netting between buoys, a World War II tactic he finds surprisingly underutilized by Russia until now. Macy's reflections suggest re-evaluating Russian naval strategy, possibly rekindling time-tested methods to safeguard their warships more effectively. As part of these ongoing efforts to fend off the sophisticated Ukrainian drones, Russia has also incorporated specialized machine gun crews aboard warships to strike down upcoming enemy drones. One last measure to shift the tide against the aggressive Ukrainian Sea Babies and Migura drone attacks led the Kremlin to change its naval leadership, appointing Vice Admiral Sergei Penchuk as the new commander of the Black Sea Fleet. It remains to be seen if all these countermeasures will effectively fend off the USVs. It seems that Ukraine has stayed true to its vow of forcing the Russian Navy to flee the Black Sea and relocate its assets to its home ports. As Ukrainian officers previously stated, their naval drone fleet will continue finding the enemy, locating it, and destroying it with deadly force. In a raw, unfiltered clip just dropped by Ukraine's combat group K2, a stealthy kamikaze drone hunts down the colossal Russian 2S-4 Tyulpan mortar. The Tyulpan, a remnant of the Soviet era, remains the largest operational mortar system in the world. But size didn't matter in this case. The tiny drone, silent and deadly, ambushed its target without its crew realizing the impending doom. Unseen and unanticipated, the drone closed in on the massive Tyulpan. Then, in a heartbeat, it exploded with a searing light, tearing the enormous mortar apart. It was a direct and brutal demonstration of how the face of war has changed. Traditional 20th century warfare, dominated by armored vehicles, now locks horns with innovative, cost-efficient technology. The rules of engagement are being rewritten, right on Ukraine's battle-hardened soil. The footage of the shocking results of the attack is a daunting testament to how size and armor do not mean what they used to, and that destruction can come from the most unexpected places in the evolving theaters of war of the 21st century. From the muddy trenches of the First World War emerged a technological marvel that would forever reshape the face of warfare: the tank. These steel behemoths broke the grinding deadlock of the trenches, their formidable bulk-crushing barriers and their thunderous firepower clearing a path through the chaos. With the advent of these armored vehicles, warfare evolved from a stalemate of attrition to a dynamic, moving theater of operations. In World War II, the importance of these mechanized beasts grew even stronger. Through the lightning-fast and aggressive blitzkrieg strategy, armored vehicles spearheaded offensives or battered enemy positions from afar, easily cracking front lines. Their sheer speed and capacity for surprise further escalated the transformation of warfare dynamics, emphasizing maneuver over mere force. Fast forward to modern conflicts, the warfare landscape has further evolved, with asymmetric warfare and urban combat adding new complexities. Yet the tank has proven its resilience. These mechanical titans, once designed for open fields, now roam the cityscapes, offering direct fire support and playing crucial roles in counterinsurgency operations. Whether it's their unmatched mobility, overwhelming firepower, or formidable armor, combat armored vehicles have become synonymous with achieving strategic objectives. They bear the brunt of enemy fire while simultaneously suppressing hostile positions, creating a balance between defense and offense that no other weapon system can replicate. Despite advancing warfare technology, with drones buzzing in the skies and missile systems raining down destruction from afar, alternative technologies have yet to replicate the unique blend of versatility and robustness that tanks and artillery vehicles bring to the battlefield. They remain unrivaled in securing and maintaining physical control over territory. Beyond their physical dominance, tanks also wield a significant psychological impact on the enemy, symbolizing raw military might. Even more than 100 years since the first tank rumbled onto the battlefield, its roar continues to echo, a testament to its enduring dominance in the theater of war. However, the rise of autonomous and uncrewed technology now looms large on the horizon, posing a formidable challenge to these conventional armored vehicles. These new arrivals to the field of combat, silent, swift, and deadly, threaten to disrupt the status quo and potentially displace armored vehicles from their long-held place of prominence. One armored vehicle that has stood the test of time, imposing its presence across battlefields for decades, is the formidable Soviet TS-4 Tyulpan. This 240mm self-propelled mortar became a cornerstone of the Russian military due to its potent blend of power, range, and adaptability. Born in the throes of the Cold War in the 1970s, it was engineered to unleash nuclear and conventional munitions across vast expanses. Its unrivaled firepower, capable of decimating large swaths of the battlefield, made it a fearsome deterrent. The Tyulpan's legendary status is rooted in its unparalleled strength among self-propelled mortars and its profound psychological effect on adversaries. Capable of deploying thermobaric and chemical warheads, the Tyulpan's destructive capacity is chillingly enhanced. Its formidable size, distinctive silhouette, and thunderous report of its discharge strike fear into enemies' hearts, reinforcing its reputation. The Tyulpan's battle performance over decades of service has repeatedly demonstrated its worth. It exhibited its raw power in the localized skirmishes of the Chechen Wars, pulverizing fortified positions. Its high-arching, indirect firepower proved invaluable in urban and mountainous warfare, where direct line-of-sight weaponry often hampered its effectiveness. However, the Tyulpan has challenges in the evolving theater of modern warfare. Its imposing size, once an asset, now renders it an easy mark for precision-guided munitions and drones. Its slow reload speed exposes a critical vulnerability in the aftermath of firing. Furthermore, the shift toward fast-paced precision-strike warfare subtly erodes the Tyulpan's applicability. Despite these hurdles, the TS-4 Tyulpan continues to serve within the Russian army, albeit in a limited capacity. Modernization initiatives to enhance mobility, protection, and digital integration for network-centric warfare could prolong its lifespan. While the Tyulpan may be closer to the sunset of its career than its peak, its remarkable power, range, and the dread it induces in its adversaries still warranted a spot in Russia's military arsenal. Combat Group K2 of the 54th Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Ground Forces has unveiled a stark illustration of the changing face of warfare in a recently released video. The once mighty TS-4 Tyulpan met its unexpected nemesis, a first-person view or FPV kamikaze drone. This drone, indistinguishable from those used by amateur filmmakers, seemed insignificant against the massive warhead strapped beneath it. Yet, in this new era of warfare, the drone's diminutive size proved to be an asset rather than a liability. Despite their modest size, these kamikaze drones have allegedly been responsible for decimating Russian tanks and entire squads of soldiers in swift, 140km/h strikes. Unmanned aerial vehicles have become commonplace since the onset of Russia's invasion. Their development and capabilities, however, continue to surprise and indeed worry those observing the unfolding conflict. FPV drones, while relatively recent arrivals to the battlefield, have rapidly gained attention. Footage of their impact and images of ready-to-deploy swarms are causing a stir. These drones, which weigh no more than 500 grams and cost less than $1,000, were initially used by hobbyists for racing. Their cost is a fraction of the price of military-grade drones, such as the AeroVironment Switchblade, used by the US, which can exceed $10,000. Yet, as the video shows, when armed, these inexpensive improvised drones can wreak havoc on tanks worth millions of dollars. In the case of the Tyulpan, priced initially 210,000 Soviet rubles, roughly 1.7 million in today's dollars, its end came at the hands of a $2,000 drone. The agile, low-cost FPV drones employed by the Ukrainians pose a significant challenge to the Russian military, whose aging Soviet-era weaponry is ill-equipped to counter their agility, speed, and expendability. In the video, the Tyulpan, after being struck, catches fire. Quote, "The Tyulpan burned for a long time and then exploded due to detonation," the military group explained. The footage shows the large armored vehicle first engulfed in flames, then torn apart by the ensuing explosion, a devastating outcome from such a tiny adversary. As these modern yet improvised technologies continue to populate the Ukrainian battlefields, it remains to be seen if they will cripple the Russian armored divisions, or if the Russians will devise a counter-strategy to this emerging threat for their venerable mechanized warriors. While they do, the mighty Tyulpan and the heavy machinery of war will remain under the threat of an unassuming little drone. In the hotly contested Kherson region of southern Ukraine, an unexpected Russian machine is on the warpath. Originally designed to do battle in the harsh environment of the Arctic Circle, the Tor M2DT, a rarely seen self-propelled surface-to-air missile system, now finds itself near the village of Shelporta, on the gritty front lines of Russia's controversial invasion of its westerly neighbor. This sophisticated mobile weapon lurks menacingly amid the bleak fields that have become the setting of this bitter struggle, eagerly preparing to shoot enemy drones out of the sky. Yet the Ukrainians have recently been expanding their arsenal too. Armed with GPS-guided, long-range 155mm M98-2 Excalibur shells acquired from the United States, the 406th Artillery Brigade is determined to push back the Russian invaders. And aerial footage, shared by Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, shows what happens when the Tor M2DT comes up against the Excalibur. The Tor M2DT seen in the video is one of the many recent variations of the Tor short-range anti-aircraft missile system, initially designed in 1975 as part of the Soviet Union's Cold War arms race with its NATO adversaries. The original version, the 9K330 Tor, known to NATO as the SA-15 Gauntlet, was created as a rival to the British Rapier missile and French Cretal missile systems of the era, succeeding the 9K33 OSA, or SA-8 Gecko, first deployed in the early 1970s. Developed by the Ante Design Bureau with 9 M330 missiles by MKB Fakel, the project had to meet strict specifications. It was to demonstrate enhanced capabilities in detecting and tracking fast-moving targets with low radar visibility, and it needed to handle large-scale air raids efficiently. It was designed with high levels of automation and to seamlessly integrate with other air defense systems. To achieve these advanced specifications, the designers incorporated cutting-edge technologies. These included an advanced passive electronically scanned array radar, which improved detection and tracking accuracy, enhanced digital information processing for better data handling, and vertically launched missiles to speed up response times and increase available firepower. After a series of tests and evaluations, from December 1983 to December 1984, the NK330 Tor was officially commissioned into service on March 19, 1986. During this same period, the Altair Design Institute of the Soviet Union also created a naval variant of the Tor called the 3K95 Kinzhal, using the same 9M330 missile as its land-based equivalent, entering service in 1989. In the following years, as the collapse of the Soviet Union signaled the end of the Cold War, the new Russian Federation developed several more versions of the Tor air defense system. The first of these was the Tor M1, launched in 1991 with the 9M331 missile, offering greater accuracy and the ability to engage 2 targets at the same time. The Tor M2E was unveiled at the Max Air Show in August 2007, boasting improved fire control radar coverage, protection against spoofing, and the capability of firing at 4 targets simultaneously. In late 2012, the Tor M12U entered the fray, with further upgrades to increase combat effectiveness, automation, and operational flexibility, while in October 2016, the Tor M2KM appeared as a self-contained fighting module version of the system with the ability to be mounted in a variety of locations. The Tor M2DT model, shown in the footage, emerged as a specially designed version for operating within the cold temperatures and snowy terrain of the Arctic Circle, created by JSC Izhevsk electromechanical plant Kupol in response to a renewed Russian interest in the region. As a very specific model, only 12 units were ordered, entering service in 2018 with forces operating in the north of the country, many of them along the border with Finland. However, with the escalation of the war with Ukraine, the Tor M2DT would soon find itself needed in a very different environment, with Russia's Ministry of Defense sharing a video showing the first deployment of the Tor M2DT in the conflict on December 13, 2022. The Tor M2DT, equipped with an 800-horsepower V12 turbocharged diesel engine, powers its 44-ton frame to speeds of up to 28 miles per hour. Measuring 52 feet in length, 10 feet wide, and standing over 13 feet tall, this massive vehicle is designed to operate in extreme conditions. It can endure temperatures down to minus 58 degrees Fahrenheit, making it ideally suited for Arctic environments. It combines the latest Tor combat module with an articulated all-terrain DT-30PM T1 two-track chassis based on the Vityaz DT-30P cargo carrier, an amphibious all-terrain vehicle designed for transporting heavy loads over challenging landscapes. The DT-30PM T1 variant is specifically upgraded for military use, featuring light armor for protection and modifications to support the weight and operational requirements of the missile system. One of the defining characteristics of the DT-30 chassis is its exceptionally low ground pressure, allowing it to traverse soft ground like snow, swamp, or loose sand without sinking. This capability makes the Tor M2DT particularly effective in environments where traditional wheeled vehicles might struggle, such as the treacherous Arctic terrain of Russia's far north. In terms of firepower, the Tor M2DT has 2 bays, capable of holding up to 8 9M331 and 9M332s, the standard missiles carried by other, more recent Tor models, which have a maximum engagement range of around 7.5 miles and can reach a ceiling of up to 3 3/4 miles, making them suitable for engaging threats at medium to low altitudes. However, the Tor M2DT also has the option of switching out these 8 standard missiles for 16 state-of-the-art 9M338s. These more compact missiles not only mean that a single Tor M2DT unit can engage more targets before needing to reload, significantly enhancing its combat endurance and operational tempo, but they also feature an enhanced altitude capability, being able to hit higher flying targets over 6 miles off the ground. All 3 types of missiles are launched vertically from the Tor system's revolving turret, which allows for rapid engagement of targets from any direction without the need to reposition the launcher. They have high explosive fragmentation warheads designed to detonate in the proximity of the target, releasing a cloud of high-velocity fragments. The fragmentation effect is ideal for destroying or disabling the target through direct impact and the resultant shrapnel, which is effective against a range of aerial threats, including aircraft, helicopters, and drones. The missiles are also equipped with a radio command guidance system, allowing the missile to be guided by commands transmitted from the ground-based launcher after launch. The system can adjust the missile's trajectory in flight to track and intercept moving targets effectively. This type of guidance is particularly useful in environments with jamming or when precise real-time adjustments are needed. In addition, the Tor M2DT features a modern tracking radar system capable of detecting targets within an extended range of up to around 18 miles, allowing for early detection of incoming threats and providing crucial reaction time for engagement decisions. Along with the main radar, the Tor M2DT is equipped with another radar that covers the frontal arc of the turret with a range of over 9 miles. This specialized radar focuses on threats directly ahead, enhancing detection and tracking precision in the most critical sector. What's more, a forward-looking infrared or FLIR tracker is integrated into the system to maintain operational effectiveness in high electronic countermeasure or ECM environments. FLIR systems can detect heat signatures from aircraft or missiles, which is vital for targeting in conditions where radar effectiveness is reduced due to jamming or other electronic interference. The Tor M2DT can reportedly engage up to 4 targets at once, while its highly capable firing computer has the ability to process up to 48 targets simultaneously, allowing the system to keep track of multiple potential threats and helping operators prioritize and respond effectively. This is especially crucial during massed air raids or when multiple threats emerge simultaneously. With its solid capabilities, the Tor M2DT is certainly a fearsome addition to Russia's armed forces. However, Ukraine has been ensuring it has adequate defenses to hold off the invading army. Among the weaponry it's received from the United States is the 155mm M982 Excalibur artillery shell. The Excalibur has an extended range capability, typically out to approximately 25 to 30 miles, depending on the model and firing platform, and uses a GPS guidance system, which is combined with inertial navigation to achieve high accuracy, typically within a few yards of the target. The footage from Ukraine's Ministry of Defense shows what happened when the 406th Artillery Brigade launched an Excalibur attack on a Russian Tor M2DT. In the aftermath of a direct strike, the Russian air defense system can be seen engulfed by billowing towers of smoke, destroyed beyond repair. With their state-of-the-art US-made artillery shells, it appears that the Ukrainians have found a way to deliver fatal blows to the Russian machinery. As the war in Ukraine rages on, it seems likely that both sides will continue using everything they have at their disposal to gain the upper hand in the conflict, including rare machines, originally created for use in different environments. Only time will tell what other unexpected technology may appear on the front lines of this fierce confrontation. Rumors had alluded to the Ukrainians' use of advanced precision kill weapon system 2 rockets. Now there is video proof the Ukrainian forces have revealed that the potent laser system is indeed part of their arsenal. The gripping footage features an up-armored M15 2A1 Humvee proudly bearing the emblem of Ukraine's newly formed 37th Separate Marine Brigade, armed with an Arnold Defense Land LGR-4 4-shot launcher. Although the video's origins and timing remain unclear, the precision exhibited by these rockets hints at a potential yet to be seen in the Ukrainian theater. In 2005, the U.S. Army embarked on an ambitious journey, launching a development program called Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System 2, or APKWS-2 for short. Leading the charge as the prime contractor was BAE Systems, accompanied by collaborators such as General Dynamics and Northrop Grumman. BAE Systems took the reins and set out to equip the APKWS with their ingenious Distributed Aperture Semi-Active Laser Seeker, or DSALS, guidance and control system to transform the unguided Hydra 70 rocket into a force to be reckoned with, a precision munition capable of engaging soft and lightly armored targets in tight, confined areas, all while minimizing collateral damage. This semi-active laser-guided rocket system boasted three key components. First, the M151, Mark 152, and M282 warheads provided the explosive power needed to get the job done. Next, the M423, Mark 435 fuse ensured the timing was just right, guaranteeing optimal performance. The system also owes its reliability to the standard Mark 86 rocket motor, powering this technological marvel forward. With wing assemblies and folding fins, each adorned with a budget-friendly laser seeker nestled on the leading edge, the rocket system functioned as a cohesive unit. The beauty of this design lay in the fact that the existing warheads from the Hydra 70 system could be used without requiring an additional laser seeker in the nose. To further enhance its capabilities, the weapon system incorporated a MEMS inertial measurement unit and cutting-edge digital signal processing techniques, resulting in improved communication and performance. Operating in tandem with standard laser designators, the system relied on a skillful operator to designate the target, guiding the rocket to hone in with unerring accuracy. Impressive in its range, this formidable weapon could strike targets from over 4.83 kilometers away when deployed from a helicopter, and an astounding 11.27 kilometers when launched from a fixed-wing aircraft. Thanks to a software upgrade implemented by BAE Systems in 2021, this range was boosted by an impressive 30%. But more recently, as of 2023, the weapon has attracted attention after a video was posted online. Almost a year after the Pentagon announced it would send the laser-guided rocket platform to Kyiv, the Ukrainian army finally began using the APKWS-2 on Russian targets. Unsurprisingly, the US military has confirmed sending APKWS-2 rockets to Ukraine. Still, a new video circulating online provides the first real glimpse of Ukrainian troops using laser-guided rockets made in the United States. The footage, tweeted by the popular Ukrainian handle Ukraine Weapons Tracker, showed the Armed Forces of Ukraine, or AFU, reportedly the 37th Marine Brigade, firing the APKWS. Although it is unclear when or where the video was taken, the beginning shows the logo of Ukraine's 37th Separate Marine Brigade, which was established in February. Besides, reports have emerged asserting this brigade was using APKWS-2 rockets mounted on M1152A1 vehicles. Indeed, the weapon in the video is mounted on a legendary high-mobility multi-purpose wheeled vehicle, fondly known as the Humvee. The video depicts an American-supplied up-armored Humvee equipped with a 4-shot launcher firing APKWS-2 rockets, more precisely, a 70mm rocket with a Ukrainian slogan. Still, experts have had trouble determining whether it is equipped with a laser guidance kit. The launcher, known as Land LGR-4, is designed to fire laser-guided rockets, but can also launch unguided ammunition. Nevertheless, it remains unclear what warheads the Ukrainian forces are using in the video. They appear to be high explosive based on the impact footage. The rocket system can be used to defend against threats from the ground, air, and sea. It is especially useful for close air support operations, providing assistance in critical moments. Relying on laser guidance as its main aiming system and mounted on the fins of the rocket, This system is capable of detecting even the faintest laser sparkles from a laser designator. In order to hit its targets accurately, the targets need to be lased or illuminated by a laser designator. Yet, the video footage of the rocket system in action did not reveal which specific laser designator was used by the Ukrainians. It could have been one mounted on a Humvee, or operated by a forward observer, or even a drone. Although the primary purpose of the rocket system was tactical in nature, aimed at engaging light armored vehicles or bunkers, promotional graphics from its developer, BAE Systems, hinted at its anti-tank capability. These graphics depicted the rocket diving down onto the top of a tank turret, which is considered a vulnerable spot due to its weaker armor. While it may not have the destructive power of a Javelin anti-tank guided missile, the 70mm rocket with its 4.5kg warhead could at least disable a tank turret upon impact. In order to hit a tank turret from above, an overhead drone could shine a laser on the target for the rocket to lock onto. This technique could also prove effective against other aerial threats, like the Lancet 3 loitering munition or the Orlan 10 surveillance UAV. It is expected that the Russians have taken notice of this new weapon. They will likely keep a close eye on its deployment and capabilities. However, it remains unclear how many units the United States has transferred to Ukraine thus far. Meanwhile, Ukraine has received guided 70mm rockets, launchers, and vehicles from Germany, as well as unspecified unguided 70mm rockets from other sources. However, the rockets seen in the video strongly suggest the use of APKWS-2 or similarly guided rockets due to their accuracy. They can hit small targets, such as windows on houses, as well as larger objects like antennas. Similarly, it is unclear how Ukrainian forces are employing laser guidance in the video. Howard Altman and Joseph Trevithick, both military analysts, suggest they could be using handheld or vehicle-mounted laser designators closer to the targets. Another possibility is the use of US-supplied Vampire systems designed for anti-drone operations, but also used against ground targets. The video does not show sensor turrets on the Humvees, but separate vehicles with turrets could be present. Notably, a pixelated frame of an individual holding a handheld controller stands out, likely for a drone capturing footage of the rocket impacts. Without a doubt, the launcher configuration and APKWS-2 rockets can be a valuable weapon for Ukraine's military, allowing for precision strikes on various targets. The rockets have a maximum range of around 3.7 miles and are relatively low cost. This capability would enable Ukrainian forces to engage covered enemy positions, key systems, and lighter armored targets while maintaining mobility. Coupled with appropriate designators, these rocket launchers provide Ukrainian forces with the ability to shoot and move, enhancing their protection against counterattacks. In turn, the up-armored Humvees offer additional defense against threats like artillery shrapnel. According to the experts, the appearance of these rocket launchers coincides with Ukraine's preparations for a counteroffensive. An ability to conduct flexible and precise strikes will likely prove crucial in the short term, when the Ukrainians engage Russian strongholds along the front lines.